And we're back. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mark Anthony, and I'm here with L, and I'm here with Deontay Loco, and we are You Talk It.
We bring it.
Let's get it.
So for today's guest, we got Bake here with us today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he'll be joining us for today's show. You're gonna give us a quick recap?
Yeah, I'm gonna give us a quick recap. Last, yeah, it was a decent show, man. I appreciate. Matter of fact, shout out to Justin, definitely coming on the show. It takes a lot of courage to do what he did, and I think, with his message and everything that he put out there, I think more people will probably come forward and want to be more comfortable talking about their battle with addiction.
I'm gonna have to check out those the feeds. Check on those pizza places. Too.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
be something good in there.
Yeah.
Maybe some gems we don't know about.
And we definitely talked about Ken Jeong's stand-up comedy, and you guys kind of ripped him to shreds. So we won't go into that movie review.
We ain't doing too dirty.
Yeah, well,
props.
Deontay went in a little hard. Like,
It was just a club show, bro.
they was like, fuck him.
All right.
It's just a club show. He's getting fucking millions, and he's reading shit right there. Like, fuck him. Like,
No. What I believe I said is you're gonna have to watch that episode to find out what I said.
Oh man, yeah.
It's like that.
Well, definitely, you guys go ahead and go and watch
Do
that,
that for us.
and leave a comment or something. Let us know how you felt about that movie review. And again, to touch upon the topic of addiction from our previous podcast, I believe everyone should carry Narcan. I think Narcan can save a life. If it can save a life, if you can do it, carry it, wear it.
Wherever you go.
So today's topic, we're gonna start with locations. Like, where have you lived? Would you live there again? Have you been interested in living someplace else in your life?
True.
And what's stopping you if you haven't gone?
Yeah. So, Bake, you're the guest. We'll start with you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. To start off, I've lived all over Massachusetts: North Shore, South Shore, Haverhill, Brockton, Boston, Dorchester, Dudley. I'm not even from Massachusetts. I was born in D.C. actually, and I came up out here when I was around like 2 years old. So
wow.
that gives me a little bit of diverse flavor of knowing more than just one East Coast. Diverse culture. When you go down south, or not even down south, down into D.C., it's like the cusp of the down south area. So you might catch certain people with a certain dialect or southern upbringing, but it's not fully the whole down south. You're not.
It's like a melting pot.
Yeah, it's a nice mixture of everything. And then for me to be back up here in Massachusetts, you have a lot of West Indians and or different cultural people that all are warm base that came up to Massachusetts, and it makes you wonder why. But it's just a family thing where this is the place to come to. So
Yeah.
That's very true.
So, where have you felt the most comfortable and at home?
If you found that home.
it's weird enough. Being in Brockton over the past 15 years and really staying on the south side, that is home to me. I can go into Dorchester and catch a good vibe from people. I can go to the North Shore and catch memories from 5th and like 4th grade. But Brockton's been home for me. It's accepted me. It's accepted my brand. It's accepted how I do stuff. It's accepted me being a father out here with my son. I've never had issues. I don't really catch hate from people. Love is love. Love is given, so love is received on my end. So, yeah, Brockton's been home for me, to be honest.
Just to chime in too, because I'm familiar with the South. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I came up from Florida in 05, and I tell you right now, Tallahassee, man, it's a different beast, man, down there. Like, that's college town.
Area.
They call it college town. So living down there, I got to go back home 2 years ago.
Oh, it must have been nice.
Yeah, it was nice. You get to see the different things that the gentrification is real. Like, you know what I mean? So like everywhere they're spending their money and they're investing into this city. That's about 13. I want to say Tallahassee's about 13 to 15 miles of just city.
Yeah.
2 and 2. You know what I mean? So you have FAMU, you got FSU. You got
all those different leagues.
different colleges down there, right there in the city. So I used to live off of Lake Bradford on Pepper Drive, and I'm telling you right now, like Lake Bradford, it used to run. Like where T-Pain was talking about, I live off a Ridge Road.
Yeah.
He was on, if you go down Lake Bradford, you keep going down, you take a left, boom, Ridge Road right there. Like,
Whole
he
bunch
was
of diversity right
definitely
there.
like my neighbor down there. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I came back up in 05. It was a good vibe, man. I had my southern accent back then, but it comes
It's
in
changed.
when it wants. Yeah, it comes in when it wants.
Lindsay.
I've lived in Mexico.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'm Mexican. I moved to Mexico maybe in 05, 06. I did half a year of school out there. That was cool. It was different. It was a Catholic school. For someone who
raised by taught by some nuns or something.
I don't know if the teachers were nuns. I don't think so. I think the school was just run by nuns. Like it was just a Catholic school. My mother went there.
Oh.
You know, all my whole family went there.
That's
you know,
cool.
I went back.
That's
I went back
definitely
to
cool.
the
Yeah, it's
little
different.
their town and stuff like that. We went to school out there. It was cool. I got made fun of. I got squirt with a water gun. Because, you know, technically I'm a wetback American.
Oh,
So that was my welcome to Mexico. Gringuita, and that's how they did me.
She said a
That's a
wetback
good one.
American. You are
Yeah.
a whole fool.
Yo. But for somebody who never went to school in Mexico, like never actually read, wrote, or anything like that, I did really well.
Yeah.
Really proud of myself. That was home for me. Like Brockton, I've lived Brockton my whole entire life. But when I lived there, that's where I really felt like I had
Welcomed,
I felt
I'm sure,
welcome.
yeah.
To an
Without
extent.
question.
Yeah, to an extent, you know what I'm saying? Because I still got
Certain
squirting.
things you're like,
I was like, wow,
feeling this.
Like when I moved around Massachusetts, I lived around Massachusetts myself. Like I lived in Rockland for numerous amount of years. I lived in Revere for a little bit. I was in Wollaston a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
Lived in Attleboro. I was in Brockton, South Side, East Side, North Side, you name it.
Yeah.
But Deontay, where would you living at?
So I've been through like in and out of like 17 states, driving and traveling and stuff.
Right, me too.
But I remember staying a night or two in North Carolina, and it's like the trees and the air is just
everything just so
different,
it's stuck up in your brain of a memory. I can imagine.
Yeah, man. It's like a zen.
I was working here, and I broke my ribs doing some yard work, and the doctor's like, "You're gonna be out of work, but you should be out of work for 3 weeks, but you don't have to, but you should be." Kind of like
Take precautions.
telling me not to be me. I was like, fine,
Right.
because when you grind, and
True.
nothing
Going through a lot.
stops,
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'll take the 3 weeks off. I was like, this is gonna be the first time I ever did this. I said, I'm gonna go to Florida though. I'm gonna stay here in this.
Move around.
So I got off the plane in Florida, and I was like, I'm not going back. and 3 weeks later, I stayed 4.5 years.
Oh,
It was like, yeah. And I came up because of a family issue, and
Life
I had
changes.
nieces and nephews here. And it wasn't until I had nieces and nephews that Massachusetts felt like home. It's never felt like home to me personally. It's always been about family. While I've been here, I really enjoyed my time in Florida, but there was some things I couldn't get used to.
True.
Like there's unspoken segregation. Like I went to a Mexican club and everyone's like, "You're not supposed to be here."
yeah. You
And
know
it wasn't people like kicking me out. It was just like
how you're perceived when you get in there.
no, it was like the vibe. Like they weren't sure why I was there. I'm like
They were like, "La migra's here." That's why.
yeah, Blanco.
Yeah.
It was like, ah.
They probably thought you was an
Diablo de
undercover cop.
Blanco, yeah.
Word, that's what I'm saying.
Policia. I know they were saying that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
But even things like the beaches, right? Even the beaches were that way. There was like a Spanish beach and a white people beach. We went to this place. It was a beach house where you get food and beer and everything. And we always went there. And there was like a huge black family reunion. And I was like, uh-oh. Someone from the beach house called the police. There was 2 helicopters. 2 helicopters, 4 cruisers, and I just sat on a bumper like smoking weed with this old black man talking about like how it is down there, like, and this was like a 10-minute thing. Like he's like, yeah, this is just how it is out here, and I'm like, And you know, when you get that old wisdom and you get the truth, and it's like
That's when you know.
white people is smoking out there, drinking all the time. And someone called and said some black person has a gun, and that's what brought like the heat like that. And it's like really,
You can't assume stupid shit like that. Like,
they
there's no
didn't
need to.
assume, they didn't want black people there, so
That's crazy because
That's rude.
and that's the common thing still to this day
It
is, you know, we are, especially as a black man in America, we are told, you know, basically how much money we're going to make, where we can live, how we're going to survive. And all these things are told to us, not necessarily told to us verbally, but it's like, you know better. Your upbringing is like, you know better. Like,
They want you to be pre-learned to something. So
programs,
you stay to it.
pre-programs.
Yeah, you know.
So,
to me, I grew up with diversity.
right.
So
I cherish that.
when I seen it, like I didn't date that much in Florida. I went out with like 4 different women. And did some other things with some women too, but you know, there's a lot of partying out there.
Yeah.
But like as far as dating goes, it's like I didn't realize I had a thing for the brown. You know, it's like
Yeah, he
doesn't-
loves sisters. So all the sisters out
Sisters.
there.
Holla at me.
He
how
said
you doing?
melanin. He said the melanin got to be popping. You heard me saying? Popping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you heard the pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Pop. You know what I'm
Right
saying?
amount.
He said you gotta smell like juice and berries.
You know,
Yeah, there.
and it pointed out some.
Rosie and shit.
You know what
It
I'm
pointed,
he get all red over there and shit.
hey,
he's
yeah.
like, damn.
I'm like celebrate life. Hey?
Yeah, he's like, damn, Mark Anthony, you gonna put me on the spot like that, bro? Like,
No,
yeah,
it's okay.
Get him,
But,
ladies.
You know, it's like
Y'all can get me too. Matter of fact, y'all can get me.
hey, stay in the lane.
Hold on, hey,
this is about me first. Yeah.
Dwayne's like, me first, you next.
Oh, come on,
So
man. I don't
then-
do sloppy seconds.
Then,
Not at all.
Who said I gotta be the same person?
then I
Gunna ain't sharing no beat.
are we still talking about locations? I was talking about locations.
Go ahead.
I'm talking.
I don't share.
So hey,
Greek.
so the next place I lived in by accident, kind of like my life. I'm like a toss a coin guy, and I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, I am a little bit wild with my decision making ways.
Right.
And it's like we talked about that before, but it's like I got a job offer. Actually, this will lead into the next subject. I was gonna quit art. I was like, fuck it, I need to make money, and I was gonna take a job at the VA, doing laundry for like $15 an hour to start, but it was guaranteed. Like once I get in, I was in, and the pay was gonna go up. You know, something steady, and I was just bummed out about life right now because I'm like, I gotta quit this art thing. It's not taking me anywhere, and it's like I went to see a friend in New York. I said, before I quit, I'll go see Walter in some place, and I went, hung out with him, I drank some beers, went to some place, and you know, it's like Walter's a very inspiring dude. He's like 6'3", big red hair dude. You see him acting, it's like you don't even know who he is.
Mm.
You know, he's committed.
Takes on the character.
Yeah, and it's like
That's
he's
dope.
somebody you shouldn't be able to do that because of his size and his big red head. You know,
Right.
so he's like, Dwayne, do me a favor before you go. You know, he invited me to a party. A bunch of people offered me jobs out there. If you grind, people in New York can tell. And New York is a very special place to me. I feel at home in New York.
I actually lived in New York for almost 3 years,
Yeah.
2.5 years. Yeah, I
My
was,
sister moved to New York.
yeah. I actually
like
went back
Buffalo.
last summer for the 10-year reunion.
Yeah.
So I went back, and you know,
So-
it's good to see people. I haven't seen people in 15 years.
If you're a grinding artist, New York
You got-
will love you.
Yeah, New York has to be your second home, whether you're a comedian, any type of musician, or even just regular art. New York has to be somewhat of a standpoint to you because you get a certain level of respect out of those people. They appreciate art in all forms
Yeah.
to a higher level, I feel, out there.
Yeah, I
And they
performed
don't
out
mind giving you the bad feedback too. So
Oh,
it's
yeah?
like if you want some,
Honest
artist
critique.
check,
Yeah.
go to New
Critique.
York.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah,
tell you about yourself.
So-
I performed out there a few
So
times.
what happened out there, right? I was about to quit this stuff. Walter said, "Can you do me a favor? My friend needs help casting for this web series." He was like, "I guess." I was about to get on a bus. I'm not saying it unless you're sponsoring. I'm just saying. So I was about to get on a bus back to Boston, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'll just move my bus. I'll take the next one, you know. I'm there with her all day, and it's like I just went in, you know. You don't want to be in the casting room with me if you're whack. You don't bring a headshot. I'm like, just throw that resume in the garbage. Like that's how I am. I don't play. Business is business. What's right for the script is, you know. So I was like, I can't take that job. So for a year and a half, I worked in New York Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday I would travel back here, and I work at a college out here from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's like staying in Hoboken, New York, like that area is just, I felt more at home there than I felt anywhere else in life so far. And I think it's because of the arts. True. You know, I got to see the nightly show with Larry Wilmore before it got canceled. Mm-hmm. I almost walked into the back room and they almost put me on TV by accident. And I just chickened out last second. I was like, nah, because I was like, I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
But you know, they didn't care at that time. I could have just went in there and read off the thing. And it's like, I feel like even I met a dominatrix on a bus, right? Real random conversation. She's like knitting a sweater with a man sleeping next to her. And I was like, hey, what's up? You know, I'm on a bus, it's me and you, the only two awake. Let's talk about bullshit. So she came over and sat with me, we talked. And, you know, you just talk about life. Her and a man weren't like weird about it. She just came over, talked. We talked for hours. I talked her into doing stand-up comedy. Right? So me, her boyfriend, all go to the stand-up comedy show, right? There's people with turbans, there's people with long beards, like Jewish beards, like every kind of, I never seen this much diversity in one room to do stand-up comedy. Now, this girl comes in, and I expect the dominatrix jokes, right? Nothing like that. She just came in, and, you know, I came in unprepared just to try an open mic. She wiped the floor with me. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. She makes it, I discovered her. You know, because that's the way you got to be as an artist, is lift people up, you know.
Right.
New York is just home for artists. Like you said.
Definitely is.
And just to chime in, too, on the New York location, I performed out there twice. I performed in 2013 at the Biggie Tribute in the Bronx. It was a major show, a lot of A&Rs in the building. It was a great opportunity to do that. And then the year that French Montana, he signed with Bad Boy in 2011. Mm-hmm. This was the year I started taking off, if you remember. I performed out in New York, and I performed with the Coke Boys in front of Bad Boy. It was a Ciroc-sponsored party.
That's what's up.
So I was able to meet Coke Boy Brock. I was able to meet Coke Boy Cheese, all these dudes out there, man. They showed me love. So me and Desi Chamberlain, shout out to Desi. He's doing his thing out here. We performed last at the show. So I was like, yo, Coke Boy, yo, Brock, man, yo, you know, just hold on right quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we about to perform. So all the Coke Boys came back in, and they watched us rock.
See, that's all you gotta do.
So
you gotta actually be vocal enough to let them know you got something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
if you stayed there to the corner, they made it just like left.
Yeah.
Went out for their cigarette breaks.
Yeah.
Not came back in.
Yeah.
Like you gotta demand respect sometimes in those lanes.
Still to this day, I got Coke Boy Brock on my Facebook, and I always show love. Like when he drops a project, I'll download it.
It's a relationship, a bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I find artists' life, like we get each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, black, white, Mexican. It is two people who get along the best, geeks and artists.
Yeah.
It's like you go to any college cafeteria, you can see like, you know, the towny white kids over here, the urban black kids over here, and in between is a pile of geeks. You know what I mean?
That's a big pot. It's a big pot.
And it's like that playing the games, like I
ideas.
I turn to an old guy right now, so when I see that stuff, I'm like, cool, bro. You know, like
like no bull, right? So I went to school in New Haven, in Connecticut, right, for college.
Yeah.
So I got recruited for football from Brockton High. Shout out to Brockton High. That's my
with
Super
those
Bowl
skinny
ring.
arms.
Yeah, my skinny ass arms. So I went to school in New Haven, and during my last final, I shit you not, I had a song called Pretty Boy, right? And I wrote it during the last final. It was requested out here in Jamie 945, but that same year, Soulja Boy came out with Pretty Boy Swag at the end of the year of 2009.
Yeah.
Damn.
So why don't
He's
we,
a hater.
Why don't we? Oh yeah, Chappelle, right? He's talking about rap as weed. I had just written English is my other language.
I use it sometimes.
So yeah, so Dave Chappelle does this whole set on rap is weed, right? Like a couple months before that, I performed a set on my nephew's weed. Almost the same thing.
Now, what I've learned with stuff like that is because I did that. I had a song concept that I had put out a few years ago, and it was remarkably strange how fast of a turnover the same idea was really put out there in the actual world. I'm to a point where my theory is between comedians and or musicians, their A&Rs and or people who are in their ear are listening for lower level people of all of our scale.
Yep.
Whereas, okay, your shit was hot, but you saying it compared to him saying it is different plateau.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
true.
yours is funny, but him saying it for some people is funnier because of his face, his brand,
Yeah, and
whatever they're
I
running
would,
with.
I would never say that Chappelle stole it because there was no way in the time.
Oh, nah, Soulja Boy stole my shit.
But that's the thing about it. You never know.
Yo,
I'm
like
saying that shit now. My mom
Yeah.
even said it. My mom said Soulja Boy stole your song.
You know when your mother said it's real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I felt it when she said it.
Now, here's the thing too, right? I watched a comedian recently come to a show I put together with a camcorder, right? And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna record my set," and he had it on a tripod there the whole entire time. And I met the guy a few times. I won't say his name here because I'm waiting to get him on stage. I'm like that. I'm petty when it comes to sticking up for my people. Now, I walked to the back. I was watching the room, having a good time, having drinks, and all of a sudden, he gets to the last part of his set. Now, I gave him a feature spot, paid good money, and I'm hearing my homegirl's whole routine. Like
Strange.
15 minutes of comedy, and he's like word for word while he has a camcorder in the back. And I was like, yo, can I see that camcorder? That's messed up. It's like we gotta love each other, not mess with each
Bring
other
people
like
up
that.
rather than try and steal their work and claim it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no need for that
Yeah.
at all.
And I was trying not to be me and not misbehave. And I was like, I absorbed it. I don't drink like I used to. I don't do bad things like I used to. So I'm like,
Other
"Whoa."
ways to handle it.
I'm like, woosah. So I was aggravated, and I was like, let me let this go. Let me tell my homegirl that's a comedian. Let me talk to my mentor. What's the right thing to do? And I'm still handling it even like
this day,
to
yeah.
this day. I'm still upset about it. But we're gonna take a break just for a minute, and we'll be right back after this.
You life hazy, know the herbs is my doctor. Never feed into the pain like you imposters. I'm trying to get this money in the pasta.
And we're back with You Talk It.
We bring it.
That's what's up. And so we just saw a little something from our man Bake over here.
Sir,
you
yes,
know?
sir.
I'm going to get this started with what do you guys think art is in your mind? We'll start with Lindsay and then work our way to our guest.
L.
Art is your own creation. It's the true for myself. I know it's my true feelings, my true nature in color form because I'm a painter. So everything I do is very colorful, very
Nice.
vibrant. Yeah. So for me, it's my inner voice. It's my inner self when I create. Art to me is just being your true, genuine self.
And she said vibrant, y'all.
Vibrant things.
Don't.
That's what artists say.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. Shit.
Take it back
Oh,
real quick.
shit. I'm sorry. I know I'm big over here. I'm too damn big to be moving. Like Mark, you're too big in here.
We're gonna have to condense.
Got to tone that down a little bit.
Bro,
Mark, you're too big. I'm sorry.
hit lighter weights. Hit lighter weights.
Can you
I'm sorry.
put that stand back down?
I'm sorry. I think this. Oh shit. No, it's good. It's good. I think it's what it's supposed to
We
be.
good.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's supposed to be like that, right?
Hey.
That's what it was. It was like that, right? It was like
Yeah,
that.
it's serendipity, right? It's
good.
art in motion. Mark's specialty is crunk, table
said
crunk.
Oh, I got to see
Table
that.
crunk. Ain't no damn table crunk.
He's like,
Listen, ain't no damn
chair crunk.
Ain't no damn table crunk going on. I messed up. I hit the sound piece.
You know what I was doing?
sorry.
up.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
you know what I was doing though, right? I was leading into what is your art, young man?
Well, what art means to me? Well, this is Mark right now, but I'm gonna go into gunner right now. I'm gonna go into gunner mode. So like,
Sweet.
so you know, when I started picking up, first of all, I knew I was a musician. I started in the choir a little bit, and I was a singer a little bit, and they gave me a solo one song. And
You gonna give us a quick preview?
Some Amazing Grace. You gonna drop some Amazing Grace?
No. I can't. I'm sorry. They if you want to see that, hit the premium. You gotta hit the premium. No, you gotta hit the
Please
premium,
don't
dog.
hit his premium.
Hit the
Like-
premium. It's for real. We got a premium for real. You better hit that premium.
Don't hit the
Listen, hit the premium channel. Listen, but when I started writing music, it was just me being able to express how I felt because I lived through some traumatic events, a lot of trauma, a lot of trauma, man. I had to move around a lot. I lived in Massachusetts, Florida, went to school in Connecticut, lived in New York for 2.5 years. My father owned property and owned houses in Georgia, 45 minutes away from where we lived in Tallahassee. So we were bouncing back and forth on the weekends. So like being a rapper, hitting stages in New York, hitting stages in Atlanta, your music overseas, in magazines. I was in 5 magazines. I'm going to be in my 6th one actually coming out, Elevator Magazine next week.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
That's what's
Keep
up.
the
And,
work going. That's all that matters.
Thank you, y'all. And right now on Spotify, Apple Music title, my single I wrote in 2014, All I Know, is generating a lot of buzz right now. But like, what art means to me is just a form of expression. I get to be me. Like, I don't have to worry about anybody accepting my lyrics or anything that I'm saying. It's because everything that I wrote and I write is what I lived through. So if I wrote it, I lived through that. Like who I am now, with this, this job and all this other stuff, that's cool. But I wasn't always that.
True.
Like
Yeah.
where I was and who I was when I was broke and messed up
Those times,
matter. Because if I didn't have those times, I wouldn't be
you
where
wouldn't
I'm
be
at.
where you at
And
now at all.
If you didn't have that path of writing, you probably wouldn't be here now.
Right.
You'd probably be stuck in that cycle that we can, I grew up poor and stuff too, and it's like I watch people fall all the time. It's like
'Cause-
get stuck in a cycle. It's
Yeah.
like there's no,
No cap to it.
it's like that glass ceiling gets lowered when you fall once and
Facts.
then you fall again and you fall again, and it's like, I've seen people destroy their lives, man. And so it is, art saves lives, man.
It
It
does.
does?
It,
Oh my
it
God.
really does. It
Right.
really does save lives.
Rap saved
Ooh,
mine.
I was about to say J. Dilla saves lives too.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes, he
I'm
do.
gonna tell you something real quick, right? So back in 2011, 2012, DJ Drew Nice. Shout out to DJ Drew Nice.
Good dude.
He put me on. He put me on with a lot of different things. Put me on game, and I was able to perform in this venue in Worcester, and I got kicked out the crib. So like when the owner of the club found out, he gave me somewhere to stay. But before that, one of my old friends, his child's mother and their family, they took me in too. So like there was just a domino effect just bouncing in. So I was able to be around people that wanted to help me. You know what I'm saying? So, I was fortunate enough, and I appreciate them, and I hope, they're watching, and I hope, they know that I'm thankful. But my music saved me.
I hear that.
I think he said he loved you guys.
Yeah. I'd be easy with that word nowadays because people misuse it too much,
easily.
So,
Yeah.
but I do love them. I do care about them. So, I'm definitely thankful for those people that, stuck their head out and stuck their neck out for me.
So we're gonna get back into our guest over here. You guys just seen him perform a little something, or heard him perform. Why don't you tell us about you, Bake? Like, what is your art? What do you do?
Me personally,
What's art to you?
as far as breaking it down in so many simplest ways, I like to say art is your mixture of your imagination with your best way of expressing something.
Yes, I like that.
People like to say sometimes imagination is a little too far-fetched and too far off, but in so many movies, imagination is what can create a movie. Imagination goes off idea. Imagination goes off facts. It's just where you decide to let it grow to.
Yep.
So what I've learned with me as I've grown up, I personally don't like to do the whole shoot 'em up, bang, bang rap, I call it, because I feel like that's geared to take away a whole race and generation. If you continuously rap about shooting your grandma over money and shooting somebody's B word over this and disloyalty over that, you're just going to continue to fill up young kids who look up to you because of the fact that you're shining on their TV screen. And you're giving them the wrong message every time. So with me and my music, I more or less do exactly what I feel art is. I mix my imagination with the fact that I really can't express myself as a person in a normal conversation with people. But if you listen to a lot of my music, there's a lot of gems in there that is my life. I may not speak on a specific friend by his word, but I can say a story and make it a whole song, and you can learn a lesson about disloyalty through that song. Or I can talk about motivation and motivation through people who I've never met that support me more than people I've been with all my life. So it's a more or less how you choose to express your imagination in art, where it's, it could be the most simplest day, but because you use the most descriptive words, somebody could have thought you was on a spaceship all day.
Right.
So I got a question for you guys in music, right? And me and Lindsay are both in visual mediums. I make films and do photography. I do stand-up comedy. So the writing aspect is similar. But in the industry where we're recorded, whether we're doing a stand-up live or whatever, or doing
In studio or whatever.
Studios, yeah. The market has changed, and the studios controlled everything. If you look back at the history, Sam Cooke was the first artist to say, "Nah, I'm not going to sell you this song.
I painted him.
Yeah. So, like, anybody that ever owns their own rights, it's because of Sam Cooke. The industry used to
People
own
who paved
everything.
the way for stuff like for independent artists.
But now, music is digital, and we got more ways to get our art out there than ever before.
That's funny you say that. I got a song on iTunes called Digital Money.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much around the time where I decided to realize pushing CDs will never compare to pushing your music online stream-wise and other ways.
Well, you got
Best Buy took out CDs out their stores. FYE is closed.
I seen that.
You're lucky you walk into a mall and find a CD store now. They'll tell you to go get it on iTunes.
I say they sell laptops without CD thing slots.
They don't even have the inserts no more.
I didn't know that when I bought my laptop, and I was like, "Where am I supposed to put my CD?"
You have to buy that.
Yes,
That's
I
an
know.
accessory now.
That's wild. It used to be built in, and I appreciate it that much more.
Well, you guys,
now they're trying to
the way
make
the
me
world
spend
changes.
you guys remember the acronym www dot, right? You know what it stands for?
Nah.
World Wide Web, right?
Yeah, World Wide Web.
Okay.
That's the market we got today. Every artist is their own machine if they do the marketing right. I mean, if an IG girl can be famous,
So can an
overnight,
IG famous artist if he's pushing it the right way.
Hold on right quick, because I'm glad you said that too. And ladies, he's not saying, take a sexy pic for IG and that's it. He's saying actually have some direction, actually have some effort.
Can I sub you off of
Go
that?
ahead.
When it comes to that whole Instagram world, I think male and or female should be more
Cautious
and or serious with what you do want to put out there as a message, because if you wanted any money out of it and you were just taking silly, stupid, naked pictures in your bathroom, or in the male aspect, you're just in your car flashing a couple $100 of rent money, you won't be taken serious when you decide to flip that switch.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, if you take the time to spend that $100 and go get a proper photo shoot, there's a lot of up and coming photo shoot photographers out
perception
here.
too.
So
Right.
if y'all trying to really do that, do it, but don't play with it because you want a couple likes. I say it all the time to myself and I delete it. Don't do shit for your measly 13 likes.
Validation.
There's no need for that.
I
right
know
now.
some people.
You know?
And we talked about validation.
I know a model right now is working for $250 at wax. She should be making 10 grand on runway.
Why are you limiting yourself
is-
when
Yeah.
you won't get
It's-
taken serious unless you're doing serious stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's just that serious.
Facts.
That's true.
And you know, I'm saying this because I wanted to, because I'm glad you said that, because people have this narrative.
IG is a tool, man.
Yeah,
It is.
Twitter is a
It's
tool.
a
It's a
tool.
tool, but you have to have the tools necessary to capitalize. And if you lack those tools to capitalize, you're going to only be subjecting yourself for failure, because you're going to be hit with here, and then you're going to be hit with a lot of people chastising you on what you're doing because your product is trashy. It's
Exactly.
chintzy.
It's
It
trashy.
looks chintzy. It looks trashy. Now, that's male and female, because if you're going on there and you're saying, hey, well, I want to blow up, I want to do this, blah, 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 but if you're not promoting yourself and if you have no direction, you're not going
You could
to
be
go
doing
anywhere.
it for years, to be
Yeah.
honest.
You're not going to go anywhere.
You
So
could
it's
be
going to
real
be like,
popular ass hood person, but you ain't
It's-
gonna be known nowhere else.
it's going to be 4 flat tires on your automobile. You're not going to be able to move. You're
Yeah.
not going to be able to move. You can't do anything
that
without
analogy.
effort.
I think
If you don't have effort, you can't do
I
nothing.
think I'm going to give a simple piece of advice, all right? Because I go to all these local shows.
Yeah.
They're like, follow me on IG at Timmy Smith, at T Smith, at
Everything should be
You
one.
know, it should be all the same.
Same name.
Exact
You Talk It
stuff.
is at You Talk It on Facebook, at You Talk It on IG, at You Talk It on Twitter. Yeah.
I say my art stuff's like that.
Right? And it's
Like that. Personal page looks different.
all the same, right? That you want to be a professional artist, you got to get that EPK going, you know?
Yeah, electronic
Thank
press
you.
kit.
And your DJ
Yeah.
packages and all that. Like people get approached with stuff like that and they're like, huh? Like, okay, yeah, you can rock a show, you can rock a local show, but what happens when that DJ is actually interested in you and he asks you for your EPK and your DJ package and you're sitting there like, yo, bro, follow me on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
and
Okay, okay,
if you
like
say-
let's be
Right,
real.
right.
man.
if you say, yo, bro, follow me on SoundCloud, I checked out right away, because if that's how you're going to talk to me as a professional.
Thank you.
I'm just
Thank
gonna
you.
walk away.
And again, just to chime in too and elaborate, handle your business as a professional.
Yeah.
Even if you're your own manager, your own everything, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you write, the way you type, it all is a reflection of your brand. So yeah, I'm on Facebook, I'm having fun, I have my fun posts.
Yep, same
but,
way.
you know, if you're conducting business and you're writing these emails and you're writing and you're not
The
being able to
lowercase
construct
and the higher case and-
and you're not you know
Oh,
My speech.
it's another thing.
go ahead
Spell shit correct.
Thank you.
spell check.
Yeah, it's there
Spell
for
check.
a reason.
Does
though.
it for
Spell
you.
check.
Yo,
And your iPhone will tell you.
no,
Hold on. Spell check.
I'm not the best speller, right?
Oh, wait a minute. Message.
Right? I'm not the best speller, but
I use it.
Grammarly is free.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Grammarly is free.
Take your time. Take your time with your brand, because I'm telling you, your brand is everything. You as a person, you are your brand.
You gotta build
And
it.
You got to
Build
build
it
your
up.
name. In college, the first thing they did in our first class, right? This is back 10, almost 11 years ago. She was like, your reputation is the most important thing in your life. It's the most important thing in your life. Reputation.
And consistency.
Right, and it runs parallel with who you are, obviously, with your brand. So if people know that you get into shit and you're always in shit, guess what?
What
You-
investment are they gonna make on
They're
you?
not going
Right.
to invest in you. You're not
Right.
going to be invited to the parties. You're not going to be able to invite it anywhere
You won't be talked about other than in a negative
in a
manner.
negative way.
Right.
So
right.
if you're going to be about bum, dumb, stupid shit, then you
That's all
only
you're
gonna
gonna
get
get
out
out.
I'm gonna look in camera one right now and just be like, yo, the real thing is happening right now is you're getting. I know there's a lot of people gonna be up in their feelings about this right now, and they're gonna have to chill. The thing is, you are getting advice from professional artists. Lindsay is an artist who sells her paintings, who makes
dollar sign.
money
Yep.
off her work. Except for the one that I want. She won't sell it.
discount.
I'm like,
No, not a discount.
want
She
it.
won't
Even
sell
get
it.
it. Oh,
She's
damn.
not
I
even
won't
selling
sell it. I won't
It's not
sell
even on
it.
the market.
Private stockholders club. I see.
I'm like that's me. That's all me, bro.
You gotta wear the sports jacket,
The nice
country-
blazer,
the
sip
country
some
wears.
wine and
So,
stuff.
as a
Red wine,
producer
though.
of
Red wine.
events and shows and things, I will never ask an artist to do something for free. If they do something, for free for me, they got a favor in the bank, and
Yeah,
vice versa.
one hand wash
Right.
the other.
and,
on that
and-
level.
Right.
and that's how free works. It doesn't work. Oh, you're gonna take my pictures, like.
Yeah, it's
like,
got to be a mutual
you gotta-
free.
you
That's
gotta
a different
do
type
mutual
of thing.
exchange.
Work together,
Yeah.
like trade a service or whatever.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'll see somebody and say, I want to take pictures of you. And I'll stop them and have a conversation. I'm never going to try to have
And
sex
as
with somebody.
as
and take
funny
a
as you say it, I do music, but as far as art goes, for this year already, I've started back my media lane. I've done 4 photo shoots for about 2 different females. I've edited a few videos for people. I do all or majority of my graphics and or covers.
That's what's up.
It's better to be a multi-headed dragon when you're trying to be in the entertainment entity.
definitely.
Whether even if you're just doing
And
art,
art,
you
yeah.
might know how to pick out certain, whole canvases better than other people, or know how
Or
to
just
pick out a
dabble into
certain
other
melody
crafts as
of
well,
colors
because-
and other things like that. Or
Yeah.
even
And
take your
being
art to a
diverse.
bigger level where it's banners, or you're working with the city and you're doing murals over. It's always an extra lane for you to do when you're artistic.
Yeah,
Right.
And today I was watching this, or the other day I was watching this thing on careers, and the guy on the show was saying, you're going to need to have like 5 careers in your lifetime. Art has
Will do that to
so
you.
many
Yeah,
options for
it does.
careers.
Will do that to you
There's,
for
there's
sure.
so many different mediums, so many different crafts you can do within. Like it's
Yeah.
endless. It's literally endless.
Because I can cut and edit videos. Like I have Final
love doing
Cut.
that.
I have Final Cut experience. I can definitely take some good quality photos, as you guys seen
I can
earlier.
take good photos. That
You
used to
know
be
what
my
I'm
joy
saying?
before I got into painting.
Right. So like,
Actually, Lindsay has some dope photos. But let's talk about that. Her visual mediums, right? Photography, right? I love black and white stuff, right?
Definitely
That's
what I
my
do.
jam, right? But then every once in a while, I need some color in my life.
I feel like people don't
it's
respect black and white enough because the people who put it out do it with a certain level of different exposure. Like
You
maybe
know,
too much white balance.
They
or too
don't-
You
much-
know what it is? Like what really got me to respect it so much more was the fact that when I was at Brockton High, they had the film room. And-
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
Miss,
remember
and
that.
Miss
I remember
Prince
that.
used to
Yeah,
teach
that
the
was
class,
dope.
and she allowed me to do my thing in there. And then the following teacher after that, Miss Bowen, which shout out to her because she really pushed me with my art. Yeah, she taught me she let me be in the photo room all the time, and really allowed me to develop that relationship with it, and that was my love for a very long time.
Yeah, and you can see her work and her work on
Beautiful.
IG, right?
It's beautiful.
It's dope. I'm like,
awesome.
what? I was talking
dope.
when I first started talking about working together. It's like, wait a minute.
You did this?
She does photography too. I'm mad at her right now. I was legitimately mad at her. And when I first met her, I was like, I'm a business nerd. I try to learn everything I can
Pretty
about
much.
business, right? And I'm like, why aren't you selling this? Why aren't you selling that? Like, why aren't you selling prints? Why?
Now, before you two met, were you not selling your work that much?
No, I was selling my work here and there,
See?
but I was.
Nice motivation.
But I was giving her ideas.
Added incentives.
But aside from that, I was also doing shows with other friends and stuff like
okay.
that. So all the artists in Brockton also invited me to do events. You know, Brockton Mag allowed me to
Over
do.
time, it made you
Yeah.
realize, hey,
and
look,
shout out
people like my
to
stuff.
Brockton Mag
Yeah.
too. I just followed them on
Brockton
Instagram.
Mag, yeah, I gotta get in touch with them. We got some work coming.
My
Yeah.
cousin Xavier
We'll
Snipe.
connect you. Yeah.
For real, for real. I gotta
Yeah,
get in
but
touch with them.
what I'm saying is there's 1,000 ways to make money, right? In art. Like, for example, your photography or your paintings. You can sell prints. You can sell postcards. You can actually put that stuff on T-shirts, on websites where you don't have to package nothing. You
Nope.
can just have someone
like
click
personal
and
touches,
buy it.
though.
You know, but that's
I'm like, I'm a personal person, though.
but that's a choice that you're allowed to make.
Yeah.
My ideas are his ideas.
Crazy. It's crazy because my cousin Xavier Snipes, shout out to him. I just mentioned his name. He actually works for ESPN, and he works.
Talk about it.
He works and does the graphics for ESPN.
Dope.
So he's definitely
Haven't seen that man in years.
Yeah, so if you definitely want to, get a photo shoot or get some graphics, I think you guys should actually collab on that too. I think you guys should collab
Right.
on some work, you guys. And but yeah, I think you guys should definitely collab. And if you need a photographer out in the Connecticut area or this area, Xavier definitely and doing.
Make that match.
Dante.
Make it happen.
Hey,
You know.
you know what though? Art has been a gift in my life, man.
Art saved my life.
Mine too.
I had to walk away from it to appreciate it. I was told I was too stupid to run a business, so I got pissed and I did. And I ran multiple businesses. And what people don't realize, like hitting the gym, that's art.
Yep.
Building your body to a machine is art.
Definitely.
Anything you do that you treat with tons of love and care, and you actually like plant it, grow it, and everything like that. That is that. That's that
And,
beauty. That's what it is.
Business is an art. It's just different branch. You know what I mean? And we're all gifted to be able to apply our individual crafts, our art, to make a business.
There's
to
people who
be
have
successful.
certain formulas that work so easily with great results that can be considered as art. There's people who take great risks and know what the educated result will always be in certain aspects. Like that's art. Because there's other people who take those same risks but don't think of all the other variables that make that person who made it look a little easy. You didn't think of all the ways that they needed to do this or the people that they had who helped them out or whatever like that. So you thinking that you can do that business the same way as them may not happen that way. And that's why I appreciate people who have those type of mindsets and consider that as art as well, because it's definitely a skill. For real. Yeah. Definitely for real.
Yeah, I think art's a gift no matter where it comes from. I think like for me it saved me too, but it also a lot of things are taken from me because I got a neurological problem, and it's like I can't do things the way I know I could do when I was like 6 years old. I could draw amazing. I still can draw better than the next guy and the next guy and the next guy, but I can't let it go. So it's like
Stuck with you.
I had to walk away from drawing, but then it's like I found filmmaking. I found photography. I found something else, and there's always more art, more avenues for creation. I think that's gonna do it for today.
Yeah, I just want to ask the audience out there. I just want to ask them a question like, what is your God-given ability? Like, what is your God-given talent? Like, what is something that you do well? We mentioned art today on the show, but
It can literally be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. Like
Cooking.
Yeah, cooking. I mean, if you cook
cooking is
good,
definitely.
Yeah,
if you cook well, or if you cut hair, or if you drive well. What is your God-given ability?
Drive well, because there's people who know how to drive and people who don't.
True. We just want to hear the audience feedback on that. We want to hear the audience feedback on the show, and just let us know how you felt tuning in, and make sure you share, subscribe, and always be on the lookout for the next one.
Yes, sir.
Remember, at UTarget on all the social medias.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
all that. SoundCloud.
Because we
got
are
freedom.
professionals.
That's right. And that's it, folks. See you next time.
On
Peace.
UTarget.